Hello everyone, welcome back to the another lecture. So in the last two lecture we have simulated the constant voltage mode and then constant current mode. You understood how these two mode work and all, right? Now in this lecture we will simulate constant current constant voltage mode of the battery charging. So you can see here the block diagram as well. Okay, so we will discuss this block diagram in the upcoming slide. So my name is Ashish and let's get started with this lecture. So what is the block diagram for the constant current, constant voltage battery charging? Why we term it as a constant current, constant voltage mode? Why not constant voltage, constant current mode? So this thing I have discussed with you in the previous class because initially we need a fast charging. That is why initially we charge our battery with the constant current mode, right? And after that, for the safety purpose, we will charge our battery with the constant voltage mode. That is why we name it as a constant current constant voltage mode, right? So now what is the block diagram? So again we are using the same thing, our buck converter for battery charging, right? Our battery is here and see one parasitic resistance I have added of inductor, two switches are there. How we given the gate pulses to our two switches will decide what my output is, right? Now what I have done, you know the block diagram for constant current mode, you know the block diagram for constant voltage mode, right? So what I have done, I have just clubbed both of them and added one condition block. The condition block is available in the Matlab, so I will show you. So based on the condition, it will select either constant current mode or constant voltage mode. So I need initially to be selected as a constant current mode, and after that I want to select as constant voltage mode, right? And what condition I will give? I will give the percent SOC condition. You can give battery voltage as a condition, no issue. I have used here percent SOC. Okay, so anything is acceptable. Only one thing you need to know here is that when you do the simulation for constant current constant voltage mode, the battery terminal voltage, this V battery constant reference voltage must be given very precisely, otherwise there is a lot of transient will come. Okay, I will show you in Matlab. Initially we will give a perfect voltage reference and after that we will change the voltage reference, and I will show you that if you are not providing the exact battery voltage reference, then it will create a lot of disturbance. Okay, from switching from constant current mode to constant voltage mode, it has lot of transient will come. Okay, we will see that thing. So what I have telling you that we can use here battery voltage as well, because what battery voltage I will choose here, that is if I am giving here, that is my condition. Okay, once that battery voltage will come, my switch will change to constant voltage mode, right, from constant current mode. So that thing may happen, but I am giving here as a percent SOC because I will tell you the reason. This is not the hardware simulation. If I am in a hardware, so that time my battery voltage is gradually increasing in nature. Okay, so that time if I am giving as a V battery constant reference voltage, so it will take it properly. But this is Matlab simulation and it will fluctuate a bit, so it will go and again come back to that voltage. So that switch block may get confusion. So that is why if I am giving my percent SOC as a condition, so it will work fine. Okay, and based on this it will generate the two pulses, gate pulse 1 and gate pulse 2, which I am going to give to my switches. Okay, so this is the entire block diagram. I will explain you the switch block in the Matlab file. Okay, no worries. So I hope so you understood it. And other thing, you know, PI controller for the battery charging for using constant current mode, and PI controller, if you are following me from last two lecture, you know that what values I will choose for the constant current mode and constant voltage mode. Same kind of value I am using here as well. And you also know that I out is basically minus of I battery, right? Because I out is flowing in this direction and battery current will be flowing upward direction, right? So this thing you know. So these are the some typical value which I generally preferred when I do the simulation for any battery for constant current constant voltage mode. So for constant voltage mode, this thing I have discussed with you in the two previous videos, that These are the values which I generally preferred. You can use higher values like 500,000, that is also fine, but this is my thumb rule to use. I will generally prefer this value, and using this value I will tune my controller. Okay, so for constant voltage mode, generally I keep the kp value as low as possible from 0.01 to 0.1. My ki value I will keep from 0.05 to 0.5. I will always try it to be a higher side to minimize the steady state error, and kd I will generally prefer it as 0. I am going to make one video that what is the effect of kd generally. Okay, why we generally make it as a 0, what impact it may create if I am using some kd gain. Okay, so I will make one video on this, a separate video. Okay, then for constant current mode controller, what is my kp current loop? I will generally prefer this value to be higher from 0.1 to 0.5. What is the ki value I preferred? I will prefer the ki value to be less, 0.01 to 0.1. So this is my thumb rule to tune the controller. You can use some different thumb rule as well, but if you are following me, you can use this. Okay, so with this background, let us jump to the script file, what parameters we will take, and then we will go to the our Matlab file and we will run the simulation and we will see the result. Okay, so here we are in the script file for constant current, constant voltage Matlab simulation. So the same parameter for last two simulation, what parameter I have taken, the same parameter I am using here. My DC voltage is 400 volts, 65 kilohertz as my switching frequency. Same battery, 72 volt terminal voltage plus 106 ampere hour rated capacity battery I am taking. And here again I am using 60% as my state of charge initially, and with this I have calculated for delta ripple in the current, ripple in the voltage. With this I have calculated the L and C value. So with this value we can go further, right? Now I have told you in the previous class that there is a bit of ripple, more ripple in the current, 10 to 20% ripple, and this thing we have seen in our previous playlist also, Matlab simulation in DC to DC converter, right? Why there is a more ripple in the current, why there is a less ripple in the voltage. So this thing I have already explained to you. Okay, so with this script file, the same parameter I am going to use in my Matlab simulation file. Now I will jump to Matlab simulation file and there we will simulate the things. Okay, so here I am in my script file, here in my Matlab simulation file. So the same block diagram which I have shown you, the same thing is there. This is my buck converter. So you can see that my DC voltage here again, it is coming from the script file, 400 volt. There's some small parasitic resistance of 0.05 ohm I have added. Inductance I have multiplied by 12 times, so I have make it some big value. Okay, and capacitor again I am using from the script file 0.02 farad. And my battery, if you see the specification of the battery, you can see that the same thing, whatever I have written down in the script, the same thing are there. Okay, this thing I have already explained you that what is different type of battery, how the discharge is calculated and all. Okay, you can follow my previous two videos where I have explained everything. Now you come here to the control block diagram. So you see this control block diagram, this is the control block for constant voltage mode, right? And this is the control block diagram for constant current mode. So I am using here and this is the block diagram for the constant voltage mode, constant current mode, right? Now you see here that I have given one constant voltage reference of 79.29. Okay, initially what I have considered, my battery is charged up to 60%, right? Now after this I am going to charge my battery. So these two modes are there. One is a constant voltage mode, another is a constant current mode. I am considering 90 ampere as my a constant current for battery charging and 79.29 as my constant voltage for battery charging. Now how I come to this value? This is very important. If you are not giving the accurate constant voltage reference when you are doing the simulation for constant current, constant voltage, you are not going to achieve constant current, constant voltage. This, keep this thing in your mind. So you have to provide very accurate value of this. Otherwise there is a high fluctuation, high transient will come. I will show you after this simulation. This is a good simulation with I have choose this value accurately. With this you will find out that result are coming very nicely. but if I change this value, or the simulation, entire simulation will get disturbed. So this thing we will see. So you see the this block. What is this block? This is a switch block. So how, just type the switch block, you will get the switch block. Now how the switch block will work? So you will see that there are the three input terminal, first input and third input, and second input is the condition block. Okay, how this work? If the condition is greater than whatever condition I am going to give, so my first switch will be activated. If the condition is false, my third switch will be activated, right? So what is there inside the switch block? So you have to provide one threshold, u2 greater than some threshold. So what that threshold I am going to give here? I am going to give my SOC. So I have initially kept my SOC as 60%. Okay, so I will charge battery to some extent 60 to 60.1 or 60.2, because this is MATLAB simulation. I am not going to give a bit higher value. Okay, so up to 60.1 or something I am going to charge, and after that I will switch my mode. Okay, so based on my SOC condition, my mode will be switched. Okay, so what reference I have given to you, so I hope so you understood the switch block. So I have provided here 60.045 as my threshold. So initially from 60 to 60.05 my constant current mode will activate. Okay, and once this threshold will come, that after that constant voltage mode will activate. Okay, so with this and based on this, the gate pulses will generate, and that we will give to the our switches, right? So I have just simulated the simulation for you, and we will just see the result in the scope. So this thing are there. My battery in 12 seconds, my battery charged from 60 to 60.28. Okay, SOC battery current something is showing and all. Okay, so we will see in the uh, this scope, that how the waveforms are and what other things are there. Okay, so let me go to the scope. So you can see here that SOC, so SOC is increasing in nature. Okay, so this is increasing in nature. Okay, this indicate that my battery is charging. Now you see here that SOC I have given the condition 60.045. so nearby here my mode will be changed from constant current to constant voltage, right? So you see here that very small transient is coming. So I am given 90 ampere as my current. So it is nicely coming 90 ampere. Once the mode is switched, the current is sharply increase, sharply decrease, and just coming down. Okay, so battery current, you can see here that, so initially it should be constant. I will zoom it and I will show you, and then after that battery current should be decreased. Here you can see that battery voltage is increasing in nature, and what reference I have given, if it is nearby that reference, then it will quickly catch it. Okay, and come to constant voltage mode. Otherwise, if this reference is not accurate, it will take much more time and it will create lot of disturbance in the system. Okay, so I will just zoom the picture so that you can see that in constant current mode, current is constant. In constant voltage mode, voltage is constant, and in constant voltage mode my current is decreasing. Okay, so you see here, I will just zoom for you. So you can see here there is small disturbance, but that is acceptable, but it is increasing in nature. Okay, so disturbance meaning it is a ripple in the current. So that is always ripple is there in the current. So that time my this voltage is building up, okay, to some threshold value. Now I will show you that in constant voltage mode, my voltage is constant and current is decreasing in nature. So I have zoomed the figures for you. After some 2 seconds, the constant voltage mode is activated, right? So you can see here that 79.29 reference I have given, the same reference you can see, constant voltage reference. But now you current, you can see I naught, it is decreasing in nature. Okay, so that is what I wanted to say, that in constant current mode, constant voltage mode, my current will decrease. So this is what you are seeing here, right? And again you can see battery voltage, this is also decreasing. Same thing, I naught is minus of I battery, right? So it is decreasing in nature. So this is all about the results. So from this we can conclude, I will show you that constant current mode is faster as compared to constant voltage mode. Let me make the picture visible for you. So you can see here that look, up to 2 seconds using constant current mode, how much my battery is charged, you can see here. I will zoom it for you. So 60 point something, 60.05, right? So 60.05 battery is charged within 2 seconds, and rest from 0.25 to 0. Almost 3 in 10 seconds, like 0.25 it is charged in 10 seconds. So you can see the difference. So that is why I am saying that constant current mode is a fast charging as compared to constant voltage mode. Now what we will do, I have told you that if we are not providing the accurate voltage of battery reference, then it will disturb our system. So the same thing we will simulate. So I will just stop it. Now I am going to change my reference. Now it is 79.29. I will just slightly change it. I will make it as 79.35, and you will see that there with this value also maybe lot of disturbance may create. So I will just apply it, and now I will just simulate it for 12 seconds and I will show you. So I have run the simulation with the 79.35 battery terminal voltage as a constant voltage reference. Now we will see the graph, okay, and you will find I have not run for 12 seconds. I just wanted to show you that there will be lot of disturbance created if we are not providing the proper constant voltage reference. So I will just open the scope and show you. So I have just opened the scope for you and just zoomed it. You can see that after 2 seconds, when that particular percent SOC condition meet, what different kind of transient is coming. Current is not decreasing, increasing, it is decreasing and increasing. My given battery voltage, terminal voltage is actually trying to come nearby what value I have given, but there are lot of transient will come and it will take much more time to settle down. So this is the thing. So that is why what is important to give a accurate battery terminal voltage. If that is not given, then the system will take much more time to transition from the constant current mode to constant voltage mode. Okay, so the transition will take much more time. So this should not happen. So that is why either tune controller in more accurate way or give a proper battery terminal voltage. So with this this Matlab simulation is you understood, I guess. So I will just show you. I guess I have left with the controller parameter what I have used for the simulation. So I will just open it once. So for constant current, constant voltage, I have used the PI value as you can see on your screen. And for constant current reference, these are the values. Okay, so what this is my thumb rule to use the value. You can use some different values as well, but what if you want to follow me, you can follow me. Your simulation will work, that is for sure. Okay, and this switch block I have told you, and this are the my PWM generator. So just switching frequency we need to provide here, and just some sample delay I have given here in between the two modes. So that is fine. If you make it 0, that is also okay. And other thing we have seen. Okay, so with this I will conclude this lecture. So thanks for watching. So in the next class maybe we will try to simulate with the isolated topologies, okay, using the transformer. So this all three simulations we have done with buck converter, right? That is a non-isolated topology. So and in the upcoming classes we will simulate the same thing using isolated topology. I have told you the difference between the isolated and non-isolated topology. When there is a high voltage, okay, or high power application, we should use the isolation, otherwise it is very difficult for the safety point of view. So for low power application, using non-isolated topologies are fine. Okay, so just keep this thing in your mind. When somebody asks you what is the difference between isolated topology and non-isolated topology, when to use, when not to use, so then you should answer. Okay, so thanks for watching. So with this I will conclude.